Where is it? This looks like it. There we are. Hey everybody. Sorry, I just accidentally went live in Facebook. Oops. Say hi if you are here. If you're not here, you can say hi too, but you won't know that I've asked you to say hi because you're not here. Figure that one out. I'm just going to share this link for a couple of minutes. Hello. Yeah, I tricked my bloody self then for a second. It's craziness. Crazy talk. Hello, Guinevere. Hello, Vicky. Hello, Kerry. All right, so I'm just going to I'm just going to share this. I'm just going to copy the link and share it to groups and stuff. So won't be a sec. Stay there, talk to me. We'll do your things. I can still hear and see everything. Well, not hear everything, of course, but I can see everything. Can you guys hear me okay? I'm sure you can hear Henry okay. He's out there. Now, I have to do this bit first. Okay. A second. Talk to me. What's been going on? Cool. All right. So I'm just finding the reference photo for tonight. I've got it on my iPad, but I want to put it up for you guys too, even though I've already shared it. It's just how generous I am, you see. I want everything to be as great as it can be. I didn't want that link, but that's okay. Let's do this link instead. Copy that. Stupid. Remove that one. Yep, that'll work. Cool. Good stuff. Awesome. Sorry, I'm just talking to myself for a sec. Sorry about this. Won't be a moment. Yep, that's going there. Hey Angie, how you going? I did. It's, you know what? It's still quite scratchy. So, but I don't know how much of it's picking up. Ooh, Kerry, that's a good thing. Turner is my all-time favorite. Tony Smibert, that's cool. I'll have a look at that. Well, look, all it does, Vix, highlight number 2 chin, that's all. Number 3 still tucked away under there somewhere. But thank you, I appreciate the generosity. Oops. Okay. Oh, no, I don't want that. I want that. Get rid of that link and put that one up. Yeah, perfect. Almost there. Almost there, and we'll start cracking on. And if you guys, while you're sitting there, if you guys can click on the share button down the bottom, that'd be tops. And show it to your mates if you want. That'd be tops, tops, tops. Everything's tops. Good. Oh. Just when you get some more eyeballs. There we go. That'll do us. That'll do us. Hello, Helena. You found me. I stupidly posted to Facebook first. I went live in Facebook. Stupid. All right. So, a few things. There's a few people watching now, so I'm just going to start talking my stuff. You guys can hear me okay, firstly? I assume. Yep, Kerry answered up the top there. Sorry. Thank you. Firstly, new beanie. Don't know if you can see that properly, but it's for the Mark Hughes Foundation brain cancer charity. Beanies for brain cancer thing. So, if you can, head over to the Mark Hughes Foundation website, buy a beanie, and support a great charity. G'day, Shane. How you going, mate? Yeah, so some exciting stuff going on with the podcast and everything, of course. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm recording my interview with Chan tomorrow, and just trying to organise Herman at the moment. I don't know, which may prove more difficult than I thought. He's keen as mustard, but it's he's a busy boy. But no, that's fine. But yeah, and we've got Tony Bellabradich on board as well. He's a great artist. Just grab my phone. I'm just going to airdrop the reference photo to my computer so I can put it up for you guys as well while I paint. But yeah, some really cool stuff happening. I've recorded the first episode. What I'll do, how about I do this? Just because I'm a cool dude. God, that's funny. That's some funny stuff. Where are we? Let's go here. I'll just play like the intro. Like not just the intro that you've heard already. But this is just the first episode that I have put together. There's I don't know if it'll come out. We'll try.
Have put together.
It might freak you out a bit.
In this episode, we focus on the thing that hurts us all. Painter's block.
We'll try.
In this episode,
yeah, it's not working. I can't do it. Shit. Oh well. Leave them wanting more, I suppose. You know. Sorry about that. I thought I was going to be able to deliver something for you then, but no. No, the first episode I recorded is on a really good way to overcome the funk, the stagnant, when you stagnate. Not the iPad, no, I don't want that. Cancel. And overcoming painter's block, I suppose, is probably the word for it. But yeah, should be cool. This, for some reason, this photo has taken a while to download, but I'm almost there. Almost there. There we go. Let's give it a crack. There it is. All right, here we go. Oh, bloody hell, what are we doing? Let's get rid of that. Sorry about this. I thought I was more organised than I am. But it's okay. You guys aren't busy anyway, are you? You're just hanging out, doing whatever. Funny stuff. I'm a funny boy. So today is my last day drinking beer for at least, well, what's today? No, for drinking alcohol. I'm going to stop drinking alcohol tomorrow. It's not even a dry July thing. It's just the way it's worked out. That's coincidentally. But heading up to Newcastle to see people I haven't seen in a year and a bit. A year and a half at the time, I suppose, in September. So going to go, oh, Tassie Street News really well. Hi, Kanya. G'day, Jennifer. How you going? Nice to see you guys there. Thank you. I'm about to start work on this piece. I'll just make it a bit bigger for you so I'll talk about it for a moment. This photo was taken... this photo was taken last year sort of just towards New Norfolk, down here in Tassie. And there's a little industrial joint across to the right-hand side as you look at this picture on the right-hand bank. I think it's a paper mill or something. And yeah, so it's a cool little scene. Simple. Just want to make it really moody and nice, and almost abstract, except for the little boat, the houseboat. Yeah, me too, Shane. Bloody oath, mate. Bloody oath. So focus on that atmosphere, some nice strong reflections, and yeah, I've painted it a couple of times, this picture. But yeah, we'll give it a crack. My goal is it's going to be quite tonal as per usual, but that's what I like. And I reckon you guys will get something out of it. So let's just check this out. G'day, Fred. Thank you, mate. Thank you. Thanks for joining us. Northern Ireland. Unreal. Love it. We only drove through there. I spent a couple of days, but only drove through. We went up north and visited Giant's Causeway and the Carrick-a-Reedy rope bridge, but it was a windy, horrible day, and my wife and I both pussed out and walking across that rope bridge, but it's something we've regretted ever since. But we'll get there for sure. And we just only drove through Belfast, only spent an hour. We went and checked out the Harlan and Wolff cranes and drove out, which it's kind of sucks because I'd really like to spend some more time there. But no, thank you for joining me, mate. Thank you. All of us here. All right, so let's get rid of that. We'll put that up, get rid of me. There we go. That's a better look. Now, I've just been finalising my palette with Schmenke and made a couple of changes, which I'll share with you when I get the sets. But Schmenke Germany have just started manufacturing my signature set, which is great. Great news. And everything should be pretty cool. I'm just going to head over to the bit of paper. That's right. We've got to paint on a bit of paper, don't we? So, usual stuff. I will go back and forth to the computer to check out the comments that are coming through and any questions that may be arising. I do, however, just need to get my beer. All right. Well, I'll put that over there. Now, I have a better heater in this room now. I bought a friggin' heater today because it was bloody cold in here. So I didn't want to suffer for my art that much. All right, enough rubbish talking. Let's start drawing some stuff. Composition's pretty good in this piece. Everything's kind of laid out, and it's very tonal as it is anyway. But I'm just going to roughly suggest some water, which I'm going to do it a bit higher, probably about there. Just sort of suggesting where that water line will be, roughly there somewhere. I actually painted a version of this at Bathurst in summer this year, at the Art Scene School of Arts, and it was on a Thursday night. We did a big charity auctions and all sorts. It was great night. Sold it. Everyone did something. Tony Bell at Bradage, Terry Jarvis, I think Chan even did some stuff. Sally Ryan, who's an amazing portrait artist. Yeah, that was good. And I'm not going, the usual stuff, I'm not going to draw in that top one because I'm going to push it back a bit. All right, so there we go. Just want to make sure this boat is, well, it doesn't have to be accurate as such, like detailed, but I just want to make sure it makes sense and it gives us a bit of that scale. About there. It's got some sort of stuff on it there. Let's have a look. These little buildings and stuff, little sheds, and I'm assuming they're like boat sheds and things up here. I'm just really barely going to suggest. They're just whatever. Up here, it doesn't matter. It'll be just hills. I'm not going to worry about putting those little houses up and things. There's no need. It doesn't make any difference to it. Yeah, that'll do. And it's fine. And we'll paint the branches and things on the bottom. We don't need anything else there. So quick sticks. Let's get cracking, eh? Okay. Awesome. Okay, what shall we do? Punchinella, funny fellow. Yeah, let's do. Let's do this one. Very clean water, obviously, as you can see. I'll move it a bit closer for you. I'm just going in and grabbing a bit of a grey. I don't want much in it, to be honest, because there's just not much there. It's quite bright, and I like that brightness up there in the sky. So whatever you do, if you are painting along, don't go too heavy up top, because it'll come back and bite you. You'll lose all the light. I do want to go a bit heavier in the middle though. Probably heavier, about that. It's cool. I'm not worried too much about the shape and making it perfect. It's soft anyway, so that's fine. Just mucking around a little bit with, just experiment with the mood and the edges. I want to make sure I put a little bit of paint in here because I don't want it to dry off too subtle. You have the unwanted effect of deadness and just too bland. But as we come down, keep it a little bit dry, and we just sort of keep going in and picking up different hues, just all the rubbish from the palette, just all making darker values. Still watery-ish, but we probably need it to be thicker than that. That's the thing. If you've got a wash like this that you like the tone, all is good. It's just too wet. Just dab your brush on a sponge, yeah, and you'll take some of the moisture out of it. I'm not even looking at the reference right now. I just want to rely a bit on instinct and just know that I'm pushing things forward, pulling things back, pushing things back, pulling things forward. It's all just with tone. And, you know, there might be bloody 5 or 6 layers of tone there, but two or three will do us. It's not a problem. So, saying that, we'll go some water just to get some misty stuff going there. Get some water to do a job for us. I'm just going to bring in an ever so slightly a bit of a warm colour, maybe a greeny type vibe. It's quite, needs to be greener than that. There we go. Yellower. Greens are notoriously difficult to mix, so don't get too despondent if they give you the shits, because they do generally. That's okay. It's life. And I'm going to, wrong colour. My water's too close to my painting. It keeps splashing up and giving me some problems, but that's okay. I'll try and be a bit more careful, Just going to try and keep a couple of these little white highlights. I'll keep that one in particular. But anything else that sort of comes up, that's fine. If you leave it little streaky bits or whatever, little sparklies, that's good. Like I always say, you can't put them back in once they're gone, so leave some. You can get rid of them later on if you don't want so many. It's cool, happy with that. Tell you what, this podcast is a shite ton of work to get going. Once the habit forms and the because all the tech side and everything is the tricky bit, but once it all gets going, it'll be fine. But I have a feeling it's going to be really good. Really, well, dare I say, successful. That's what we're after, eh? Okay, so I'm going back into the greys. So I'm looking at the reflections now. I'm just going to paint them. It's all going to be one big wash. Go into that. Just careful to paint around the white boat. And I don't want to lose the reflection there altogether either. I want to keep that there. Just that white space. It's fine. It's fine, it's fine. Yeah, I'm just getting some stuff going across. So that we can get some verticals as well. Just making sure that settles in nicely and forms a part of that water that makes sense. I don't want the water to be just an afterthought. It's a major part of this picture. And unlike a lot of other paintings where we've got water, we're going to get lighter as we come forward, because the darkness is all around that bank area. So it's a couple of different principles. You don't have to stick to the same principles all the time. A little bit in there, but definitely not much. And we'll go back up here because it's something spilt, but that's okay. Try to soften a bit of that. Cool. Happy with that. It's going to move my water away a bit. It's a bit too close. Give me grief. It's giving me grief. Hard times. Paper, I'm using Saunders Waterford Rough 300 grams tonight. Hi Tom, how you going, mate? Good to see you there. Thank you. Thanks everybody for watching and joining us. Please make sure you subscribe to my channel. I do this sort of fly by the seat of my pants demonstration on a Tuesday night. It's all Australian Eastern time. And on Thursdays, we do a bit more in depth. We do a couple of paintings, and but it's a bit more in depth, a bit slower, and I walk through everything a lot better. And I haven't been drinking at that time either, so it's generally I'm a lot more responsible. I'm a lot nicer, and yeah, so it should be cool. That's good, and it's all free. You can, if you wish to contribute, you can contribute to the show. There is a PayPal link and bank account detail link in the description of the show. I really appreciate it. Yeah, think of it as buying me a beer. That's unreal. Thank you. I really appreciate it. However, we digress, and I probably need to dry this off a little bit. Good old hair dryer is going to come out. So did everybody enjoy the painting session with Diego on Friday night? I did. It was good fun. Oh, excuse me. Right. Yeah, it was good fun. Problem is with Diego, he's too ugly. And his accent's really not attractive at all. Stupid suave person. No, he's a good fella. And I look forward to actually going over there and doing some joint workshops with him. It'd be unreal. Okay, so what we have now, I need to start putting some sharper edges in with this tree line that comes down, and just start mucking around with that for a bit. So I'm going to have two brushes ready, one with some thicker paint and one with so thicker paint, just normal pointy brush, and my weirdo trolls brush for the sort of leaves, I suppose. Mix of colour, eh? Let's go to mix of colour. Blue, bit of orange. That's just brown now. Greens are one of those colours that you just, doesn't take much for it to go pear-shaped. That looks like a colour of a roof of a house that I grew up in. Oof. I think it's pretty shit. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's terrible. Needs to be a little bit realistic. Yeah. It's still too green. Some neutralise it a bit. That should be better. That's better. Now, usual stuff. I'm not following any foliage. This is the reference photo is being used as just that. It's a reference. That's all. Just going in there with some clean water. Just a bit strong here and there, I think. A little bit strong. Okay, don't mind that. I like there's a bit of water dripping through. Can't forget to use water in watercolor. I know it sounds like a potentially stupid thing to say. However, it's forgotten a lot. And it's usually to the detriment of the piece because water will do things that we can't do on our own. So take advantage of that stuff. All right. Okay, cool. Happy with that. Just going to leave it for a moment, I think. And just take care of any bits that might be a bit damp and they might give you a bit of grief or something. A building or something. Just suggest things, that's all. I think a Skippy. What's the Skippy reference? Obviously, I know Skippy. I'm old enough. I've still got a plate, Skippy plate that the kids now eat off from when I was a kid. I think Skippy, is it his stunt paw that they used to use? Kangaroo paw on a stick or something? Maybe. Don't know. All right. Just got to give it a bit of a dry. Just sort of have to, because we want to come in here. We need some dryness. Won't be much, just a little bit. And so far, the heater I bought was like $140. DeLonghi oil heater. It's doing a wonderful job. And so far, the power hasn't gone out, which is what happened when we used the crap Canberra that's now outside, waiting to go to the dump. What's that, Skip? Okay, so let's get a doff front brush. Oh, cultural appropriation. I just did a New Zealand accent. It's all over. It's all over. Career gone. Okay, stop talking rubbish. Don't think I'm ever going to be able to stop talking rubbish. I think it's just part of who I am. God damn it. So, different brush, same kind of principles though. I'm just going to squish it in, maybe turn it on the side a bit, use the tooth of the paper, all those sorts of lovely things we can do with watercolor. Okay, that's all good. See, these sort of bits of foliage they're kind of annoying to paint. They're fine because they end up looking cool, but they're annoying to paint because you've got to keep them varied enough to be believable, but you can't be so tight that everything's just a definite, I don't know, like a definite difference from the thing next to it, you know? I don't know. It's hard to explain, but it's they're not as easy as it looks, sort of doing big passages of foliage. That's just a bit of an abstract shape thing that I'm leaving there for no other reason than I just want some other little white spots throughout the piece. Just go into there, colour. So, bearing in mind that the boat we want the boat to stick out or stand out. So, we want to go quite dark around the boat. Being the focal point, you can always try and have, a good rule of thumb is to have almost have the darkest dark next to the lightest light in the painting for your focal point. It doesn't have to be exactly like that, but you just want a fairly high contrast around that area. And I'm just mucking around with it until I'm happy there. Yep, happy with that. That's cool. So you can see how next to the boat, either side in the reference is that sort of ochre color, and it's just not high enough for contrast. So that's where we can make it up to suit the picture better. So we should always be wanting to do. Always use your brush in different ways. You know, this same brush has done all of that. Like, it's not rocket science. It's just having a little bit of experimentation with how you're using it, how you're holding it. Yeah, cool. Just painting a bit negatively, not as in I'm not feeling positive about it, but I'm just sort of wetting that area because I want this to sort of become a bit of a tree, a bit of a golden tree. I don't know whether it will, but we'll give it a crack. Let's go back into Skippy. What's that, Skip? What's that, Skip? You want Sunny's fallen down a well? It's a bit weird. What's Sunny doing near a well? Why are there so many wells on this property? Okay. So see that bit there that I just wet down? I just want that to be sort of nice and soft. But this, I'm going to push up. It's got to be dark. It's darker than the other stuff. And that can go over there. Something like that. It's hard not to kind of kill it with kindness. You need it to be heavy, but it's good to leave some gaps as well. That's why this is being left. I'll put something in here, but you know, leave those gaps for sure. Now let's just a bit of yellow ochre or something. That kind of thing. That'll be fine. Cool. Just something different there. Over here, see how that blue is there? Whatever you do, keep that stuff. It's the magic of watercolor that we're doing, you know, we're putting colors in, blending them, wet on wet, wet on dry. Things are just going crazy. It's great. Oh, is this, did that camera just disappear then, or did I just see something flicker at the corner of my eye? If if the PayPal balance keeps going, I'm actually going to suss out this camera situation properly, get something a bit better still. Okay, cool. Stay there, everybody. I know how to do this. I've just got to turn the camera, like completely power down the camera, and then I'll be back. So stay there. Okay. Cool. Should be back. Stupid cameras, stupid technology. Right, so just going back into here with some of this dark burnt sienna and ultramarine mix, usually back in a little bit. Go. Cool. And up here, we kind of have to have something, but really abstract. So I'm just gonna just a suggestion of something. That'll do it. That's all we kind of need for this foliage part. Oh, follow. Should be cool. All right, so we can just sort of let that go a bit. So we're going to go and work into the water surface. Awesome. Everything's looking cool. Let's just check that out. All right. Yeah. That's good. That's good enough. Cool. Happy there. So we need to wet that surface down with clean-ish water. So I don't care if it goes on the reflection of the boat at this point. It's pretty wet. So into the greys. The greys are there. That's what we're working with. That's what we're reflecting. Bluey greys. Let's whack a bit of purple in them as well. Why not? Want them to be nice and soft. Once this is all wet here, we can start mucking around with it a bit. Ooh, not much water left there. Excuse me. Just didn't want a hard edge to gather. We're not going to go that much further down. And then we start getting a couple of different colours here and there couple of different tones, a bit of a brown. We throw something in. Almost at random. I mean, just have a look at what your piece is doing and see if you can spot something that might benefit from a little mark there. I'm just going to make that a bit stronger. Tissue. Grab a thirsty brush and you can just start putting, kind of like we do with landscapes when we're doing directional lines. Just, you know, a bit of damp brush, a few little marks that go across that start talking reflections then. Well, that's a bit strong. All right, so you're really careful at this point because you don't want to lose the light. So, just trying to think of what if I need to do anything else while it's wet. I think so. I think I need to get that bit back. It's cool. And just a couple of little let's cool. Just use that dark again. Just at the waterline, not heaps. Just want a little bit there. Go quite dark. It's a fresh neutral tint. Just here and there. Oop. I guess that bit needed to be there. That's all right. Right, rocket. Okay. We dry. And we fix. Got to sort that out. That's a dog's breakfast. Oopsie daisy. Oopsie. It's okay, it'll be fine. I'm just going to fix it before it completely dries on me. Sorry. Well, same difference really. Okay. Cool, that'll be fine. Just don't want any of those ugly edges. This looks a bit severe at the moment, but it'll die down. All right, cool. G'day, Sarah. Good stuff. Excellent. No problem whatsoever. All right. Let's paint the boat. Don't have to do much. Just painting this shadow side of it, really. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's fine. Just make it a bit bluer. Yep. Happy with that. That's cool. What I need to do already just go a bit darker up here and under these little sections. It's just stuff like, it's just little marks to represent a couple of things here and there. Bit of dry brush works a treat. Skipping over. All these funny little bits will look better once they have little highlights and things going on. So the gist of the painting is done. I think that's almost world record time. But I want to dry it off, and there's a few little a few little highlights and a few little bits of garnish, we'll call it, that I think will make the world of difference. And yeah, we'll just try this off. Okay. This a bit look cool. Looks like a little rainbow around that. Plan that all along. Don't know what that is, but that's fine. Oh, there's a little bit of good old red. I'll talk to you about my new colour palette in a minute as well. My final schminky one. What I bought. Splurgeon. Reeves gouache from Officeworks. Wow. Hey, big spender. I've never used it. I've no idea what this is going to do. Hopefully it'll give us some white highlights. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's worked. Cool. Not bad, the old Reeves. Does a job. Does a job, mate. It's when you couldn't be bothered going into the pretentious art shop in the city. With all the art students there. I definitely don't fit in. Not cool enough. Never went to grammar. Alright. Let's do some silly little branches and whatnot. Right, splasharoo, let it bleed. Throw this on, why not? Splashy, splashy. Woo! Turquoise. Just getting a bit of movement, bit of life in there, and that'll obviously all dry off a lot lighter, so don't panic. Not what I want to do. Might be the wrong idea, but I'm going to do it anyway. Ugh. That's better. That's better. Anyway, let's try it. Ugh. Lost all the light there, but that's okay. Not too bad. There will be one thing I can do. Okay. One more thing. Let's just try and get. There we go. Yeah, relatively happy with that. That's cool. I'll take it off and put it down flat so you can see it in its proper glory. Okay. What? I don't understand that question, Sharon. Oh, buy a mouse pad, get a tube of paint free. I see what you mean. It offers works. No, I wish. Mouse pad is markedly better. Jennifer, I generally sell just privately, like when people message me, and also there is a gallery which I'll put the I will put the link up in 2 seconds. Okay. And every now and then I sell these little demonstrations that we do on Facebook. A lot cheaper than my normal work. So if there's ever any demos that you see on Facebook that you like, just let me know. And there's definitely, or YouTube, obviously. That's what I'm saying. Check out this gallery. But yeah, I generally speaking, I get it there. But let's have a look. We'll get rid of that. What am I doing? Here we go. Get rid of that, and we'll do this. Look at that! Wow. Oh. And while I'm here, I'll do that and that. Thank you. Yeah, I think like it was a grey painting and a grey scene anyway. So I just wanted to add a little bit of life in there. But I did lose a fair bit of the light, and I think what I'll do tomorrow, once it's all dried off, I will wash out a little bit of that light, just sort of down the guts and in the foreground, just to get some of that back. I reckon it should be okay. But no, it's a good little exercise. Good. I'll try and fix that top up. Just stay there for a sec. It's just really washed out at the top. And I don't even want it to be... Yeah, let's turn that off. What will that do? That's better. Just sort of getting some ambient light from it. That's a bit more realistic. A little bit. Oh god. But no, it's a cool thing. I like this scene. I've done it a couple of times and it's good every time. So my new palette, I'll tell you about the couple of things that I've changed. So as I was saying earlier, Schminky in Germany are working on, they're in Dusseldorf. They are working on a signature set for me, and which is unreal. It's amazing. My colours I'm changing a little bit, not heaps. So still 12 colours in my Schminky set. There will be neutral tints, maroon brown, raw sienna instead of yellow ochre. Go back to the Indian yellow, transparent orange, Bordeaux, scarlet red, French ultramarine, cobalt blue light, that they're all the same. And I've got Paris blue, which is kind of like cross between a cerulean and a phthalo blue. It's really nice. It's not as hectic like a phthalo blue, cobalt turquoise, and the other one I'm swapping out is instead of phthalo green, I'm going for the brilliant blue violet. So it will be a cool set. Cool set. In fact, what I'll do. Okay. So that'll be the set there for sure. Thanks, Julie. But no, I'm very, very much looking forward to it. Should be, I don't know how long it'll take. I mean, a schmeek could take a long time to do anything, I think, but they're worth it. I've just flat out doing this podcast, which is great. So I've just heard back from Herman scheduling in an episode. Most of them are transparent. There's usually a couple that have got a bit more opacity to them, like the cobalts and things, but I'm not sure exactly, Jennifer. It'll hopefully be in the next couple of months. They're manufacturing at the moment. I just had to finalise the palette for them today, actually, which was cool. But I'll keep you posted for sure. So I really appreciate the support. If anyone would like to shout me a beer or a coffee, head over to PayPal or the bank account number that's listed in the notes below in this show. I really appreciate that. Please, please, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Share the videos with any of your mates, enemies, acquaintances. I don't care. Share it. Take out a billboard. If you really want to impress me, take out a billboard and put the link to my YouTube channel up. That'd be tops. And no, I really appreciate you watching. I hope everyone's enjoyed themselves this evening. It's a nice night, and I'll see you guys on Thursday. I've got a couple of really cool things planned for Thursday's workshop. So back to 10 o'clock this week, 10 o'clock. 10 till roughly 2 o'clock with a little bit of a lunch break in the middle, and we'll focus in and hone in a bit and just be a bit more detailed and a bit more intense with it, a bit slower. But I really appreciate everything. Like I say all the time, I really appreciate it. I think that's that, and absolutely, and what else do I say all the time? Obviously, good stuff, top stuff. I'm saying that all the time. There are other things. Theoretically, generally speaking, all those things. We've all got those stupid little things that we say. Thanks, Kerry. No worries. I look forward to seeing everyone's work. It's a bit of a hard one because it's all just choppy and chippy and choppy, but it's good. I like it. That's the nice way to paint. But no, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much, everybody. And head over to that PayPal link or head over to the bank account, whatever you want. If you want to buy me a cuppa or a beer, that'd be cool. No stress. If not, no dramas. Thank you very much, and I will see you Thursday at 10 o'clock. Thank you. Bye-bye. Night-night.